It's time. Let's go. Yo. Everything but the rain, June truth. The blade is me. Absolute masterpiece of a finale. Hands down. It still truly feels, even this after this finale, it still truly feels like an absolute dream that Bleach is back and it's here to stay for a while. Like that feeling feels like you want to keep questioning, like, is it real? Is this really happening? Like, the finale still makes me think that, like, Bleach is back. Bleach is back. It's back. Okay, I gotta put a hat on. I gotta put a hat on. First of all, I'm gonna say right now, the news that came out, obviously, Core 2 is announced, or I believe has been announced, for July 2023 in the summer. Awesome, fantastic. I would have even have been fine if it came out October again, and like every October, like we would get Bleach and stuff during the spoopy season, but it doesn't matter. Coming out July. And there was also a promotional video trailer for the second core that's coming. And just by the thumbnail, my boy Ichigo looking clean, bro. Absolutely clean. But now let's get on to my thoughts about the finale, the two episode finale. Beautiful. I'm gonna try not to edit as much or really any at all because my head is just jumbled and everything. First of all, like the way that the sound effects and everything, not even just the music, but just the sound effects and everything. Like even just like the finale episode 13, when Ichigo goes into the pit with all the Asauchi, and they're bro, it just makes me smile. It gets me so hyped just to see it animated. That all of these Asauchi, once he went down there, which even made Oetsu like, taken aback a little bit when Ichigo went down there and all the Asauchi were bowing to him, like they all took a knee to him, like on the floor for him and everything, and Ichigo went right to the one that was his true Zanpakuto, because technically he never had an actual Zanpakuto. That's crazy. And oh my gosh. And the moment that he grabbed that Asauchi's hand, that sound effect, it was like, oh my, and it was like peeling away to show that it looks exactly like white and everything. And Oetsu saying that like that's what he did. He kind of like he pulled the hollow out of him to create the Zanpakuto. Oh my gosh. Oh, and when he was talking to the old man Zangetsu, oh, like doing all the callbacks to what like the past Bleach series like showed and whatnot, what old man Zangetsu like protecting him and everything when he needed help. he used his Quincy powers and every. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And even before that, episode 12, the continuation of everything but the rain. June Truth. And also I love it how when like, Masaki and Ishin were separated from that, that first fight with like the hollow and everything that Aizen like created and everything, like that after that, and Ishin goes back to the Soul Society and Masaki goes back to like school and everything, both of them can't stop thinking about each other. Like that is so freaking cute and adorable and lovely, and so like the romance was already blossoming before they really like truly knew it, and it was like it was so well done, and it's just so cute. Oh my gosh, and seeing like when Ishin and Kisuke were finally able to save like Masaki and everything, and with what happened to her and whatnot, like the whole like Reishi or Ryatsu like thread that he connected like Ishin to, or yeah, Ishin to Masaki herself and everything, just so like he can like protect her for like pretty much the rest of her life. Like the thing that was so freaking adorable was when she started breathing again, and then like Ishin being like, "Thank goodness," and then her like having like a goofy like grin and like a grin or a goofy smirk and stuff while she's like giggling, being like, "Oh, you're that Soul Reaper again. Can I ask you your name? Like, can I ask for your name again?" Like that moment was so freaking adorable. Like it was so funny and so cute, and I freaking loved it. And everything that was going on with Masaki and everything, that she has like a hollow like hole and everything that's forming, and she's freaking out. And first of all, like just the voice acting was so fire. You like Ryuken, like first of all, Ichigo's voice actor phenomenal when he's screaming at Zangetsu when Zangetsu's disappearing and showing him that that blade that made out of like reishi flames, like spiritual like Retsu flames and whatnot, which is like it's kind of that's pretty much like it's his Quincy powers and everything, and him fading away and stuff, like Ichigo screaming at him while he's fading away, and old man Zangetsu crying and shit, and like hearing his voice. It's like, oh my gosh, the voice actors went 110%. It was amazing. And then like Zangetsu being like, "I was supposed to kill you if you tried to go down this path of being a Soul Reaper and everything, but I my heart wavered, my choices wavered. I just wanted to see you and your path and your choices grow and everything." And like he's him saying, "I feel nothing but happiness and nothing but joy, and I relinquish all this power to you and everything." And like I cried. I was crying. And then when Ichigo reaches up, first of all, the number one remix comes in. It's like I'm like, oh my, oh, that was fire. Like, oh, so good. Usually the opening theme is what usually plays at the end of like a season, at the end of the final episode and stuff. But no, we got number one, baby. Number one remix played in the first episode, and it's played in the finale episode of part one. Oh my, it was amazing. It was so good. I loved everything about it. Oh, it's a masterpiece. Oh my gosh, and then the moment like Oetsu and like first of all his elite guards is like absolutely hilarious. Every single one of them has like a completely different personality. One is like really funny, like a like comedic chipper looking like small type of like girl, like lady. The other one's very like, emotional and always cries. Another one's very chipper and like excited. The one with the big old, and then you got Mara, who's the girl with like the mohawk, like I don't know what her hairstyle was, but again, like last like when we first saw her in the anime, when she's animated, I was like, I like this chick a lot. Like Mara's a badass. She got like it's like a mix of like a faux hawk mullet type of thing. Like she just looks really freaking cool and everything. So that was really cool. Like to see all of them have different kinds of like personalities, but they all put like help Oetsu put together like the kindling and everything and the blacksmith. Like they fix the whole area so that Oetsu can do his thing and make the Zanpakuto or the Asaoshi and everything like that. So that was like really cool to see, like seeing that again, like actually animated and hearing all of those girls have like their voices was really cool and whatnot. And like him forming it together, he got it done, and Ichigo put his hands in the fire and everything after he had that discussion and everything within himself with old man Zangetsu, like him putting his hands in there and stuff, and the other girls like, whoa, wait, what are you like, like it would only, and then Oetsu being like, it would only be complete if you put your soul into it. And ain't that right, Ichigo? Like, pull it out, your very own Zanpakuto, like your actual Zanpakuto, and the way he yells it out when Ichigo throws his hands up. It was absolutely amazing. Again, voice acting was so good and stuff. And then you see that, and then like all the water's evaporating, and Oetsu's like, that's just how hot his reishi is, his soul pressure, his soul energy, like is and everything. And like, how does it feel with both Zangetsus and stuff? And seeing that image, like anime only, it's like, woo! Like seeing that image animated, that panel animated, him holding both Zangetsu's, both of his blades and everything, and even like like Oetsu's elite guards, those Zanpakuto that help him make more Asaoshi and everything, like they're surprised that he has two blades and whatnot. Like bro, it's just, oh, it's so good. Just seeing it, just seeing it was amazing. I'm gonna say this again. I said this like pretty much every single episode of this entire part one that we've seen. We continuously throughout this season, this series, so far, 1,000 Year Blood War arc, we're watching a movie. That is what we are watching. This is just absolutely phenomenal. And that episode 12, like again, the voice acting. Like going back to the voice acting, phenomenal. Ryukin freaking out that like Masaki has like a hollowified like hole on her chest now, and she's pretty much dying. And it's usually like like him freaking out and freaking out with Ishin and everything. And then you got Kisuke coming there. He pops up over there, and like I thought. I kind of forgot, like in my head, that Kisuke was actually a lot older than Ishin and everything, and also seeing the other like captains and stuff again, that like they're all pretty much, they were all semi like the same and everything, which was very interesting to see. And Ishin being one of the captains and stuff, very interesting, very cool to see. And like just Ishin and Ryukin freaking out, and Ryukin's voice actors phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Both of them were great and everything. And then Kisuke comes in, it's like, I'll try to help you, like I can save her, but she's never gonna go back to what she was and everything. Like it's not happening. So then like we see them like talking about how Kisuke saying that like there is a way, but there's only gonna be, pretty much he's saying to like Ishin that like what, you're not gonna have your soul reader powers if you save her. I got this special gi guy that will turn you into a human if you use it and everything, giving him so many like negative things about what could happen to Ishin, like Kisuke telling Ishin all these negative things that like are just all downsides and stuff. And Ryukin is like, oh man, like there's no way he's gonna accept this and everything. And then Ishin immediately, let's do it. Of course, I'll do it. And then Kisuke's like, what? Wait, what? Which was like really funny. Him saying to like, are you sure you want to give up the life that you've had so far? And he's like, no, of course I don't. But I gotta do this. I'm not gonna let this girl die. If I do that, then my future self will just laugh at me, will just mock at me. And that like sparked something in Ryukin's head that like, this is the guy that this is the guy that Masaki's gonna be needs to be happy with. Like this is the only way, because like the way he said it was the exact same way that Masaki said that like my future self will never forgive me if I don't go out and help this person. and it helped the Soul Reaper, helped Ishin and everything. So it was like Masaki and Ishin were very clearly meant to be. Like that no doubt whatsoever, just from like the way that they interact and the way that they talk is so similar. It's like they're on like somewhat of the exact same wavelength. And Ryukin realized that the moment that Ishin was like, "Yeah, of course I'll do it." And if I didn't do it, that like my future self will laugh at me. Like he knew that needed to happen and everything. So then like something like to see what was going on in like pretty much in Masaki's like soul was just she's like floating away and she's like moving towards like the hollow that's pretty much in her, which like the visuals were just so good looking and everything. But then all of a sudden like Ishin comes in and picks her up and like kind of like deflects the hollow away from her and stuff. And like it's like meant to like suppress the hollow within her. That's why they have to stay together and whatnot. And they're like, like, which was really cool that Kisuke like was detailing into what happens with like, holification and stuff, that like soul suicide, pretty much nobody like can survive it and everything. And we're seeing flashbacks of all the visors and stuff. And Kisuke's the one who saved all of them, and that's why they're all alive and everything. So he tells him the same thing, except like, Masaki is a Quincy. There's no actual way that she could really survive unless I do this, where I can get Ishin to use some of his like spiritual pressure, his Ratsu, to make a thread that connects to Masaki and her soul so that his power can suppress that hollow that's in her at this moment and stuff. Because Quincy's in general cannot, like, they don't have any kind of like actual, like, you could say antibodies or defense against a hollow. Like it's even worse than what the visors that Shinji and all of them, like Hiyori and one of all of them had to deal with. This is worse for him, or this is worse for her, because she is a Quincy and she got poisoned by a hollow, so she most likely like would die. So he has to get Ishin to like do this to turn completely human, and he will completely lose all of his powers so that he could protect her for the rest of his life and stuff. And the way that they're connected, like, absolutely beautiful, beautifully done. Like, Ishin is a man among men, bro. Like, immediately he's not thinking about it. Yes, I want to protect her. I need to protect her. Like she saved my life. I can't not protect her. There's no way, regardless of all these negative things where, like, he's going to get banished from the Soul Society. He's going to lose all of his Soul Reaper powers and everything. He's going to, like, not be around any of his family and whatnot that is in the Soul Society, like, probably he has, obviously, parents in the Shiba clan, like, he has all that stuff there, and he's giving all of it up just for this one woman that saved his life. Like, there's no way that he wouldn't do it and stuff. And Ryukin sees that, and Ryukin's getting mad, and he goes home and everything. And then, like, Katagiri being there, saying that, like seeing you set, like this moment, absolutely stunning. About Katagiri being like, the moment that our eyes met, my life belonged to you, and seeing you sad, it tears my heart apart and everything. And like, that was such an emotional moment. And seeing that, like, like, I don't feel bad for Ryukin, like, at all, because obviously it was obviously an arranged marriage, and he's her cousin, and you can easily chalk it up that he wasn't into her or in love with her like that at all or anything. You could easily chalk it up like that. That's what the situation in general feels like. Ryukin just wanted her to be happy. And the only way that she could be happy is with Ishin himself. Like, there's no other way and stuff. And the way that they met was absolutely beautiful. And Katagiri and Ryukin, like, ended up with each other and stuff. And, like, hearing all that stuff going on. And then, Kisuke helping Ishin. And it was so good. And just to see them, like, seeing this full-on situation, like fully animated and everything, very emotional and whatnot. But then also something that was very interesting that they didn't put in the anime that was in the manga was that, you know, when Ishin comes in and saves like Masaki, like and is holding her like underneath like his arm, and like pretty much just shoos the hollow inside her like away to like suppress it. And like what was very interesting that they didn't show, which I thought was pretty funny in the manga, was that she was straight up naked. She was obviously, you see her naked, like floating, but like she looks at him, is like, "Oh, you're that Soul Reaper, or whatever," and she's like jumping, kind of like jumping up and down, like, "Yeah," but she was straight up naked and everything. And Ishin's like, "Come on, stop!" Like he's getting like blushing and stuff, like telling her to stop and stuff, saying like you're naked and shit. Like they completely took that out of the anime, which is like, Kubo's really nitpicking a lot of things, that which is a good thing, of like, okay, that's not super important, we're not gonna, who cares about it, we're gonna leave it out and whatever. Just like I think the last episode of like, with Rangiku, like, looking for Ishin in the tree and whatnot, and instead of like throwing a plate or a tray, she just kicks the tree and he falls down and everything. And then like just like the funny banter that he had with her, they didn't show it in the anime, but it was in the manga and stuff, because like a lot of these things are not really that important, right? And then seeing like how Ishin was talking about how what happened like after that, like he started a clinic, and he started the Kurosaki clinic and helped with Kisuke helped him with it and whatnot. And then like, like which was really cute to watch was like Masaki when she graduated high school, and then she was like college like being like a college student and stuff, she kept coming by to make fun of his like white lab coat, which was like, it's so funny. She's such a quirky girl and so adorable and everything. And he loves like her food and stuff. Seeing that little image of like him eating her, like, the rice balls that she made and stuff, and like it's just such a cute looking, it's so cute, man. Like, and then watching a movie, and him saying that like the old man talking about like the old woman that like in the movie, that she was like the sun and everything. And that was like the only quote that he had stuck in his mind when he was looking at Masaki while she was crying and watching it and stuff. And like he looked at her, and it's like, that's the only thing I can think of, that like Masaki was the sun. She drew everyone in. She drew like everything in. Like she was just sunshine. She was just the sunlight that just brightened his life. And it's just, hearing that is so freaking beautiful. And then him saying that after that, you were born to Ichigo, bro. Oh, so good, man. Oh, so beautiful. It's so good. And then him talking about, which for some reason, when he started talking about this, I was like, wait a minute. Why didn't I start thinking about this when, like, I don't understand why I wasn't thinking about this. I only had this epiphany when like seeing in the anime. I don't know why. But like, Ishin said that he knew about a Quincy tale of a revered, like, Quincy, the revered like Quincy king, that like, 900 years he regains his pulse, 90 years he regains his mind, and 9 years he regains his strength. 9 years ago was when Masaki died, and Ishin dropped the ball of the Ashvalan, which was the way that like, Juhabak like created that type of like system in which that he can like, take Quincy's like strength and power back to himself. Like he is the progenitor of Quincy's and the father of all Quincy's, and him revealing this to Ichigo and everything, that like, 9 years until Juhabak, or the Quincy king, regains his strength. 9 years ago, Masaki died. Masaki was an Ect Quincy, which means that her defense ability and just like her abilities in general are just that much higher than other like Quincy's, regular Quincy's and stuff like that. Like seeing that and knowing about Ect Quincy's, and that like they are ones that surpass all. I don't know exactly if they surpass all other Quincy's, but they are of like part of like the higher echelon of like Quincy's in general. and everything, which was really cool, like to hear. And like Masaki knowing that she could easily take out, like, that hollow that killed her. She was going to use her blood vein and everything, like it was going to happen, but then it started to fade away, meaning that like when Juhabak regained his pulse and then regained his mind, all those years ago, 9 years ago, which Masaki died, 9 years, he was regaining his strength by taking all of like the powers of like the Quincy's around and everything. And he did that to Katagiri, which is Uryu's mother and everything, which, like, honestly, Ryukin bagged a baddie of a wifey in Katagiri. Like, she's great. I love her. I love her character. I love everything. Absolutely stunning and beautiful. And her crying for Ryukin, and it was amazing. So the whole episode was absolutely fantastic and everything. And then, like, episode 13, you're seeing like all of the captains, and not only just the captains and everything, but everybody training again to make sure that, like, they're training their asses off to make sure that they can get, like, get the one up on all of these Quincy's again and stuff. They won't be undermined again. Like, you got Soy Phone training on the mountain, like, doing like classic Dragon Ball Z type of style and everything, was really cool. Like, her really training and working her ass off in this moment that, like, she lost her Bankai, which usually she doesn't even use her Bankai, like, in general and stuff. She only used it one time. So, like, her working her ass off, which is going to be really cool to see her in the maybe in the next part or something like that, or the third part, I don't remember, but like seeing her train out like that, and then seeing like Komamura going to his clan's leader, like, and trying to ask for that secret technique, which, like, this moment skyrocketed my likeness and enjoyment for Komamura. Like, his fight that's going to come up, bro, like, I salute this dude, man. Like, he's absolutely phenomenal to me personally. I loved his next fight that he's gonna be in, and his great stuff. And then you got, like, what is his name? Kensei, right? I believe the captain of that like Hisagi, like Shuhei, like is under now after Tosin died and everything. And he's talking to Shuhei, telling him to, like, you're gonna have to train your Bankai, master your Bankai and stuff, bro. Hisagi's Bankai, terrifying, bro. It is crazy terrifying, and it's pretty damn OP, just like a lot of other Bankais, but his is like, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild, and just to see that interaction was great, and seeing everybody, back and forth, get things done and everything like that, and just to see that one image of, like, Akon, like, looking into the camera that he placed in Mayuri's, like, office and everything, that, like, Mayuri hasn't left his office since the first invasion of the Quincy and stuff. Seeing that, I don't think was in the manga. I don't think so. That, like, we see the image of, like, he's talking about his Zanpakuto, Ashi Sogi Jizo, like, or his Bankai and stuff, like, he's talking about his, and it's like really crazy, like his Zanpakuto, like him talking about and stuff. I don't think that was in the manga again. I think Akon was just seeing that and, like, him freaking out, like, what the hell is that? And, like, it's pretty gross with what Mayuri's Zanpakuto kind of looks like and stuff when he releases it and everything. It's pretty nasty and pretty gross, but it's really cool and really interesting at the same time. So I'm hyped to see that. I'm hyped to see all of these captains preparing and stuff like that, and all these lieutenants preparing stuff like that, to not get the underhanded in the next, like, fight or the next invasion. Great stuff, epic things like that. It's so good, and them getting to the waterfall, like in the what is it, the Hoken or something like that that Oetsu, like, makes Zanpakutos and stuff like that, and him, like, telling, like, his bodyguards were just, like, awesome. They, like, appeared and, like, were, like, preparing the, like, the blacksmith, Oetsu the blacksmith, kind of the Zanpakuto Asauchi blacksmith, getting all this stuff ready for him and whatnot. Like, his bodyguards was really funny. And then, like, he takes, like, the Asauchi, that looks like white, and forms it into, like, a block and everything, and he's, like, forming it into the Zanpakuto. And then, like, Ichigo, like, the whole moment of Ichigo like looking into like his power and soul again and seeing old man Zangetsu and him saying that like I'm not your enemy, I'm not your ally, I'm just here to protect you, and his whole dialogue just felt so sad and heartbreaking because Ichigo was constantly going down this path and Zangetsu was meant to like end his life, like end Ichigo's life if it ever came down to this, but as time went on, he just started to feel like you could say like a proud parent type of thing that like I relinquish all this power to you. I just after seeing you fight so hard and seeing you and everything, it's just like it felt beautiful. It felt like very like how do you say it? It's just fulfillment that old man Zangetsu kind of felt that like he's grown so much in these last several years and I relinquish all of my powers to you. Like when that Reishi flame sword come oh man. Oh, it was so good. And him like disappearing and then seeing him cry. And then the number one remix comes in. And then the Ichigo saying that like I won't ask for your help anymore. And I won't stop you from helping me either. Like, in my eyes, you're both Zangetsu. And then him saying it like, you know, thank you so much for everything you've done. And we're seeing all these flashbacks when he was fighting Zaraki, when he was fighting like Byakuya, when he was just in all of these like, you know, hollow fights and everything. Like him saying thank you, like for now I will fight on my own. Like it just feels like such a coming of like age, like growing up type of vibe that this entire like even reading it all those years ago, like it just felt like a real coming of age or growing up type of like moment for Ichigo, even though he's been always pretty mature in general, but this just like in terms of his powers, it was like yo, this looks amazing. Like even just visuals too, with all of like, you know, his Quincy powers, like in one of his swords, and the like his hollow slash soul reaper like powers in his other sword, and like them like the visuals of one of them looking blue that signifies Quincy, and then the red that or the orangish red that signifies Hollow Soul Reaper like energy and stuff, and they're like kind of coming off of the blades, and then it like trickles down like a starry sky or starry nights, and then you got old man Zangetsu and White standing behind him and everything. Oh man, like that was good, man. Thank you, Zangetsu. I will fight on my own now. Oh man. Oh. It's so good. And then Zangetsu anime onlys, you know. Old man Zangetsu saying this is but everything you have been doing up until now, fighting with until now, has only ever been a fraction of your power, and I relinquish the rest to you. I don't think he said I will relinquish the rest of you, but that's pretty much what he said. And then like I couldn't be happier. Like I feel nothing but joy and I couldn't be happier. And then him crying and fading away. Like again, just the sounds and stuff. It was amazing. All of it was so good. And I'm so unbelievably excited and hyped for July 2023 because again, part 2 is going to start then. And also the promotional video trailer for that part is coming, or it already came out, and I'm gonna record a reaction to that after this, like, you know, my afterthoughts for this finale and everything. It was amazing, man. Just from like even the continuation of Everything But the Rain, the greatest flashback arc, period, man. I don't care what anyone says. Fantastic flashback arc of how Ishin and Masaki meet each other and everything. Beautifully done, fantastic. All of it was fantastic and great and everything. And honestly, I gotta say this now, like, again, we were watching a movie. This entire part 1 of the 1,000 Year Blood War arc, completely a movie, and it was an absolute joke that even before this arc started, part one even started, that people were so worried about it not doing good. Literally, the series has been number one the entire season. Everybody's scared that Disney Plus got the streaming rights for Hulu and shit. Like, y'all need to calm the fuck down. Whoever gets like the streaming rights, that doesn't mean anything. And it's like, and people saying they're like, oh, like a lot of people don't have Hulu or access to like, you know, the streaming sites and stuff like that. That didn't matter because Bleach has been number one the moment that it came out. Like, none of that matters. Y'all worried for no reason at all. Absolutely no reason. It was ridiculous. And it was, but man, part two gonna be fire also. Yo, and then at the end, Uryu, my boy, coming face to face with His Majesty himself, the King Juhabak. Everybody's wondering, in anime only, a lot of people wondering, and their mother, like, what is going on here? Like, why is he doing this? Pretty crazy. It's good stuff. It's great stuff. What is he thinking? Why is he there? Anime onlys, you'll find out. But I think a lot of you can surmise or give your, like, you know, simple assumptions or theories as to why he joined the Wandenreich and everything, these Quincy's and stuff. There's a reason. There's a very clear reason. Things that were explained in the episode today, in this finale, that you can easily surmise why he's there in front of Juhabak or why he joined them. Very easy reason, very simple reason. Rewatch the episode, and then if you don't know, rewatch the episode. That's all I'm going to say. Part 3, going to be amazing. Part 4, going to be phenomenal. I can already tell. I can already tell that the final fight is going to last, I hope, at least 2 episodes. 2 full episodes of fighting and stuff. And I can't wait for people's new designs and their new fits and stuff, especially Ichigo, Orihime, Yoruichi. Chad looking pretty cool too, but you know he's all right. Seeing all these people again and knowing the full backstory, Ichigo knowing the full backstory, and then Mrs. Unagia, like, you know, coming back to give like Ichigo his Soul Reaper badge and everything at his place, which like she kind of felt like a little bit of like a semi, like, you know, guardian figure to him. Like, I mean, like she thinks of him as like a little brother and stuff, which was really cool to hear last episode or 2 episodes ago. It was great. It really was. Like, Ichigo has such a good, like, family friend, like, group, like, backing. Like, everybody is so great and phenomenal in his life. And it's so good. Get excited for part 2. It's going to be amazing. Anime only? You anime onlys? It's going to be good. I think it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. Because, in general, I think the first, the next, like, 3/4 of this arc, the first quarter of this arc, that, you know, the first invasion and everything that we see in this part was really fucking awesome. But me, you know, this is an unpopular opinion, but I loved the 3 quarters that happened after, like, way more than the first quarter of this arc, except for Everything But the Rain. Everything But the Rain is just it's just top tier. It's phenomenal. The animation, audio, sound, music, art style, everything, this entire, like, just the visuals of, like, you know, Old Man Zangetsu and Ichigo in that, you know, that realm that they always meet in, like, with all the buildings being destroyed and stuff, like, in this episode, with, like, it being, like, the gray and hot pink, like, type of visual to it. And then it just ends up pouring rain in there. Ichigo confronting him, being like, what are you? Saying that was Juhabak from 1,000 years ago. That's what your Quincy powers, like, manifested in what they look like. It manifested in an image of Juhabak from 1,000 years ago. Crazy stuff. And it was just absolutely phenomenal and amazing. Absolutely phenomenal finale. What did you guys think about this episode or these 2 episodes and stuff? This finale. Leave down in the comments your thoughts and stuff and how hyped you are for part 2 coming in July in the summer of 2023 and everything. And leave down in the comments your thoughts about everything that I said and whatnot. It's so good, man. My childhood came back with a raging, fiery passion even that even rivals Zanka no Tachi, bro. Like, it was, oh my gosh, it's phenomenal. Everything about it was so good. Again, leave down in the comments your thoughts about everything I said and whatnot, and everything that occurred in these last 2 episodes and the finale and stuff, and how much you love Bleach and how hyped you are for part 2 coming and everything. Leave down in the comments. Like this video if you liked any of those things, you know, things that I said, the 2 episodes, the finale and everything. If you love Bleach in general, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more reviews, vlogs, unboxings, live reactions to different sketch videos and things like that. So gentlemen, stay classy, ladies, stay sassy. Most importantly, everybody got to stay a little nasty, right? So peace and love, and I'll see y'all later in the next video. Peace out. May the force be with you always. Plus, Ultra Latum Ichigo got his true Zanpakuto. He wasn't even fighting with an actual Zanpakuto, bro. Like his genuine Zanpakuto, he never had it. And now he finally has it with the dual blades, bro. The dual blades. Now you anime-onlys know. This is his true Zanpakuto, man. His two swords. Oh my gosh. The short one being his Quincy powers, and the long one being his Soul Reaper, hollow Soul Reaper Shinigami powers. And the image of him evaporating all the water and stuff. It's like that's how hot his spiritual pressure is. It evaporated all of the water and everything. Like, oh my gosh, the waterfall looked absolutely phenomenal and everything. So good. Anyways, peace out, and I'll see you guys later with the next video. Bankai Zangetsu.